Today we're going to do a reading from Augusten Burroughs' book, Possible Side Effects, and the story is called Kitty Kitty. I really wanted a dog when I got out of rehab, but I knew I had to start making smarter choices. So I bought an orchid instead of a puppy, figuring that if I needed practice keeping something alive, first I should start with an item that would look good on the coffee table, as opposed to something that would chew it. I knew it would be years before I was allowed to have another dog because I had one once before in Manhattan and I had been very, very bad. The last time I wanted a dog, I was drunk. But even as a drunk, I knew better than to get a dog. So I bought an expensive acoustic guitar instead. The guitar salesman gently stroked the inlaid wood of the tapered neck and said, "I bet you've been dreaming about this baby your whole life." I told him not really. I said I didn't play, but how hard could it be? I don't think there's a dyke alive who can't play Constant Craving on a guitar, I joked, but he didn't seem to think it was funny. Still, I bought the Martin and a pile of songbooks too. I kept the guitar for a month, half-heartedly, attempting to learn Stairway to Heaven, and then I decided that I had no need for a guitar, as I never sat around campfires or attended political rallies. So I took the guitar back to the store, where they gave me an 80% refund. Then I went into a bar and had a few beers. And the next thing I knew, I took a cab over to AKC Puppy Center on Lexington Avenue and bought a soft-coated Wheaton Terrier. I did know that you're never supposed to buy a puppy from a pet store, and the reason is that you support the puppy mill industry. A puppy mill is a disreputable breeder who churns out puppies the way Nabisco churns out Oreos. Often, the dogs are inbred and have health problems, but all of this knowledge evaporated once I went inside the pet store and saw the adorable puppies. A rational person would have seen the filthy cages where the dogs were kept and known better than to slap down his credit card and take one home. But I saw the filthy cages and thought, I must save one. I named him Kitty Kitty because he looked like a kitty, but twice the size, and he was so gentle and sweet for the first 2 weeks. I thought he might be mildly retarded. His kind brown eyes were always half closed, and he licked my hand, even after I pulled it away. His little tongue just continued to lick, 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 licking the air. It was endearing, but also a little pathetic. Yet I knew I'd made a good purchase because he was almost no trouble at all. Like a potted cactus. He made less noise than my answering machine, and housebreaking was easy because my floor was already covered with magazines and foreign newspapers which I couldn't read and only bought because I was pretentious. But by the third week, Kitty Kitty became alarmingly energized, as if awakened from a long, deep hibernation. When he wasn't barking at the exact frequency that caused windows to shake, he was leaping from the sofa to the floor to the chair, and then running full speed down the hall to the front door, sliding into it and knocking the jackets hung on it to the floor. He also liked to grab his rawhide bone in his slobbering mouth and then shake his head violently from side to side until the bone flew out of his mouth and sailed across the room, smacking into the glass door of the microwave. By the time Kitty Kitty was 6 months old, he was at least twice the size of a normal soft-coated Wheaton. People told me, "Idiot, you shouldn't have bought a dog at a pet store. Those puppy mill puppies have all sorts of problems." It was too late to take him back and get a Philip Stark armchair, so I was stuck with him, even if he eventually reached the size of a Great Dane and grew a second puppy mill tail. One morning I took Kitty Kitty to Tompkins Square Dog Run. This is a fenced-in portion of Tompkins Square Park in the East Village that is blanketed with cedar wood chips. The inside of the fence is lined all the way around with benches, so you can sit and read the paper, talk to other dog people, or work on a mental assignment from your therapist.